In solidarity with Julian Assange.
This is Radio Free Assange.
Julian Assange!
Good afternoon, Julian Assange. We are here to support you.
Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange!
23 hours a day in a cell in a high maximum security Ecuadorian embassy and encourage us in our struggle. And in solidarity with Julian Assange.
This is Radio Free Assange.
Les pères fondateurs ne pensaient pas que la tyrannie puisse surgir de l'exécutif, parce qu'ils ne voyaient dans celui-ci rien d'autre que la simple exécution de ce qu'avait décidé le législateur. Nous savons aujourd'hui que le plus grand danger de tyrannie vient de l'exécutif. Mais si nous prenons à la lettre l'esprit de la Constitution, que pensaient les pères fondateurs? Ils pensaient s'être libérés d'abord de la domination de la majorité. C'est pourquoi ce serait une grave erreur de penser que ce que nous avons est une démocratie. Ce que nous avons ici, c'est un système républicain. Les pères fondateurs s'attachaient surtout à préserver les droits des minorités parce qu'ils estimaient que dans un corps politique sain, il doit y avoir une pluralité d'opinions. Ce que les Français appellent l'union sacrée était précisément pour eux ce dont il ne fallait pas. Ce serait déjà une sorte de tyrannie et le tyran pourrait très bien être une majorité.
This is Radio Free Assange.
No extradition! There's only one decision! No extradition! There's only one decision! No extradition! There's only one decision! No extradition! There's only one decision!
We fell in love, and this is a person that I knew well by then, the person I know the most in this world. He's extraordinary. He's generous and he's very tender and loving. Forming a family was a deliberate decision to kind of break down those walls around him and see life, imagine a life beyond that prison. And so, while for many people it would seem insane to start a family in that context, for us it was the same thing to do. It was what keeps things real. And it does. It grounds me. And when Julian sees the children, it gives him a lot of peace and nurture. I compare it to being in a constant, relentless attacks. That there are operations underway, and it's not some crazed conspiracy theory. It's part of the reality of the context in which everything to do with Julian exists. Just like in war, people fall in love and decide to live their lives in an act of rebellion, I think. Falling in love is kind of an act of rebellion in a context where there's a lot of attempts to destroy your life and your reason for doing what you're doing. The older one is actually very much like Julian. He looks a lot like Julian, especially around the eyes, the kind of the eyebrows, and the gaze is very much Julian's. The little one looks more like me, and he has Julian's ears and Julian's size because he's very big, and he looks like his brother. But of the two of them, the older one is very Julian. Yeah. When I found out that my baby was targeted, a guard actually went up to me and told me that they were trying to steal the DNA. I realized that I couldn't really protect my family. Even if I took all these steps, more steps than most people, to try to preserve our privacy and our security and Julian's safety, ultimately. In a way, it was beyond my control, and that was very difficult to realize. I understood that the powers that were against Julian were ruthless and there were no bounds to it, because there's a lawlessness around it, and they were after my baby's DNA, but what else were they after? I feel like Julian's life might be coming to an end. It's been 10 years of breaking someone down, of trying to destroy his life.
But at the moment it's clear that the magistrate wants to guillotine the case. There was also some amusing statements from the prosecution describing the ADX jails in Colorado, where the warden had described the jails as a place worse than hell on earth. The prosecutor turned himself into a clown trying to describe them as a country club with cricket and tennis and games and all that sort of amusing stuff. So that caused a few titters in the courtroom. Generally speaking, overall, it's clearly, to me anyway, a fraud against the court. And slowly it seems to be coming that the magistrate or the judge in charge is not sympathetic to Julian's circumstances, or in fact any of the circumstances surrounding a free press, extraterritorial application of the United States laws, universal jurisdiction of the universal human rights, any of the great epoch-making universal laws that we operated under until 2001. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Hi. Oh,